You are live. I am live. My hair's mess. I should put a hat on. I was going to do Discord, but I decided not to. And let's see. I have to bring up the printer. What am I looking for? Printers. Totally out of it today. And let's present it. Google Chrome's requesting entire screen. I want to share that entire screen. Will that work? Yes. That works for now. Good enough. Like gang, Vince, Andrew, how's it going? What's everyone up to? I'm just goofing off. I was playing on my Discord and then I came over here instead. Because, anybody want to come in and hang out and just BS? I'm just bored more than anything else. Copy. Paste. If anyone wants to come in and chat for half an hour, they probably won't do this very long. But it's something to do. I'm bored. And I'm trying to figure out, I gotta freaking find whatever I did with them all. I put them all away. I have a whole bunch of flex sheets. Spring steel, stainless steel sheets. Back in the day, you bought the damn thing, and you got a piece of spring steel, and then you got whatever kind of bed coating you wanted. And I want to replace a few. Like the one that's running on there now is old and kind of worn out, and it's got some holes in it. And it's giving me some problems, and needs to be replaced. I mean, it's pretty old. It's probably a couple, 3, 4, 5 years old. I got a bunch of them, but you can't. And I got more to lay on there, but you can't buy the spring steel anymore. Everything is pre-powder coated PET or PETG or PEI or whatever, and I don't want that pre-coated. I just want a piece of spring steel that I can slap it on. And I can't find anybody that sells just the bed sheet anymore. You have to buy the whole thing, or it's pre-coated with sprayed on, baked on PEI. So where can I find a freaking piece of spring steel that's like 300-ish square that will work, that I don't have to peel it off? I just assume I've got Build Tack, and I've got like 3 sheets of Wham Bam, and I wish I'd forgotten about this. Whatever I just did with it. Way back when Wham Bam was first starting, they sent me the magnetic for that bed. He sent me the piece of spring steel. And he sent me 2 tops, actually like 3. His packs, which is nice, except for you need a high temperature, and being that's a really old 12-volt printer, it doesn't get that high. It doesn't like doing 70 degrees. I keep getting heat errors from the bed. I have the freaking sheets. But anyways, he sent me his black sheet. This is a Wham Bam sheet. And I stuck it on glass. I don't know why. And I've never used it. It's never been used. And it's the Wham Bam black, which I don't think he even sells anymore. I kind of want to use it, but one, it's on a piece of glass. which isn't a big deal. I can clamp it onto that bed, no problem. It's freaking heavy. And that's a bed dropper. And it's a bed dropper with a single motor. It's a single motor bed dropper. And this is a lot of weight for a single motor. Now, they're big motors. They're not your standard NEMA 14s. They're super tall and heavy duty, and they're like, I don't know, normal ones are what, 25 or 30 millimeters, and those are 65s, I think. And that's how they measured them back then. It wasn't by weight or strength, or it was just how tall it was. You gotta remember, I built that thing like 10 years ago. 9 years ago. So I don't know if that bed motor is strong enough to hold it. I'm a little concerned because I wouldn't mind using that. Because I really want to get rid of the bed that's on there for the few reasons, but mostly because it's worn out. I've been having problems with it. And I'd like to get rid of this bed. Google Alert notification. No way, Google Alert. Yeah, I'm not big on the textured PEI. Textured PEI is better for PETG than it is for PLA. Those beds work fine. It's just that one's worn out and other reasons I want to get rid of it. And it's just worn out. And I have more. I have black ones that I want to try. And I actually have sheets of built. I literally have like a dozen bed sheets of different kinds. You know, like 3 or 4 freaking. I have like 3 or 4 huge Build-Tac. I think I have 2 more PET or packs, excuse me, from Wham Bam. I have more of those blue sheets. I have black ones. I have some Amazon knockoffy ones. I just want to use them. Yeah, I don't use PETG because because that thing doesn't heat up enough. I don't have a problem with PETG. That bed don't get hot enough. I mean, I can make it, but it's a pain in the ass. And I occasionally will get if it's like a cold day like today or windy, where especially it's under the window, if I leave the window open or something, I'll get thermal runaway because the 12-volt bed can't stay hot enough. I gotta convert that thing to 24-volt, but I don't think I'm gonna. And that's why I'm getting back into it. I think I'm gonna start building again. I'm gonna build a new printer. I was going to buy one, but I think I'm just going to build one. I have all the parts. I mean, I literally have enough parts to build like 3 new printers. Again, my biggest problem is almost everything I have or had is 12 volt. That's how long I've been building printers for. Everything was 12 volt back in the beginning. I do have a bunch of 24 volt stuff. The only thing I'm really lacking is a bed, which I can get. I think I will. I think I'll get a bed. Go join my Discord, by the way. Everybody go to my Discord. I'm going to start using my Discord now and again. We'll start hanging out in my Discord instead of Vikings Discord. How's that? Not like that will ever happen. Bob will never leave freaking Vikings Discord. I think I put a link in the socials, but here you go. If you want to join my Discord, not that you guys, I think actually all you guys already have anyways. There's only, 3 or 4 of you watching this. But there it is again, just in case. If you're not on my Discord, there's like a dozen or 2 dozen people on it already. I just never used it. I think I'm going to start using it again. I think I'm going to start getting into the socials again and start doing videos and 3D printing and woodworking. Do both. just start having fun and care less about BS in the world. And on that note, what are you guys all up to? Besides Andrew cooking dinner. What are you having for dinner, Andrew? Anybody having anything good for dinner? I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner. I had all kinds of plans, and my mother's been rather ill the last couple of days. So, dinner last night was chicken noodle soup, and lunch today was chicken noodle soup. I have a feeling dinner tonight is going to be some kind of soup. Because I don't think she's going to want to eat anything heavy. It may be an upgrade to like tomato soup, though. I was just about to put my glasses over my glasses. Can I do that? Yeah, I know. Andrew was having dinner. He said, I'm going to clean all my glasses. I got all my glasses stacked up here. Normally I have them spewed all over the house because I always have them never where I want them. Actually, I think those are blues. These are blues too. These are computer-y ones with the blue tint or whatever to them. Purple, blue, whatever it is. You're a vampire Viking. I know you are. You don't have dinner. You have blood. Took the blood. Let's took the blood. Oh, something just made a loud noise. I heard something click on that printer. I have a feeling there's some curl up because that's really old. Old. That is a red Hatchbox PLA. It's like ancient. Let's have some fun and see how long ago I bought that. Does it show up on the screen? It does. Amazon. Orders. Hatchbox. The last time I ordered red Hatchbox was May 27, 2017. And that is the newest one. It was a year before that. And a couple of months before that. So that roll is from 2017. And I still use it. It's a really good freaking match for Milwaukee tools. I make my Milwaukee tool hangers out of it, but it's getting kind of crispy. So I decided to use it. I'm designing another for some unknown reason other than I'm an idiot, because the one I've got works perfectly fine. Another Cyclone for the dust collection. I want to make the top a little different, hopefully better. It does work. I got to say, the little one, the big one's really good now. I've got the big one like really tuned in. The little one probably only gets like 85% of the dust. Some of the stuff I still put a bag in my vacuum. And like once a year there'll be like an inch of material in it. I change the bag in the vacuum. For the CNC, I have a little one on my CNC. So I'm going to modify it to more match what I did with the big one to improve the dust collection, hopefully, by changing the inlet and the top of it. The whole shape of it will be slightly different and hopefully improve it. The bottom half of it stays the same anyways. Same cone, same depth, same, because that was all figured out years ago. All I did it all mathematically and all that crap to their known specs or close, which is why it worked. So I think I'm gonna do a new one with a new top, just cause I'm bored. And my doctor says I still can't do anything heavy. He's like, you need to start strength training, but we don't want you picking up anything more than 5 pounds. I guess there's a couple little bone fractures around where they put the pins in my shoulder, so I don't know the muscles and the tendons are healing. They don't want the cracked bones because I'm old and brittle. Anyway, they don't want me freaking picking up too much weight or doing too much yet. So muscle strengthening, but nothing major on the joint, which really pisses me off because I need to get back to work and do stuff because I need to get rid of this freaking gut for one. I just need to start doing stuff. I can use the Bowflex now. He's just like, don't put any more than 5 pounds on the arm. So that's getting. We dusted it off the other day. That baby right there. It's going to start getting used very soon. Probably tonight after dinner. We will exercise a little bit and then take a shower. But anyway, 3D printing a new cyclone for dust separation, which I could actually start designing a top cap because I know what I want to do. I just actually haven't done it. I'm cutting my hair. What are you using, a Flowbee to cut your hair? I'm cutting my hair. Are you cutting your own hair? YouTube, you're now live. Well, that's only been, 15 minutes or so. Tubi, Screenplay, Midway, Dog, Full Metal Jacket, Heartbreak Ridge. Heartbreak Ridge was a good movie. YouTube, StreamYard, Google Business, Google Search Team. Yeah, you can all go away. Garbage emails. Anyways, everybody doing anything fun and exciting? Andrew never did say what he's having for dinner. What are you having for dinner? He said he was making dinner. He didn't say what. Macaroni and cheese. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight. Is just make some basic everyday macaroni and cheese. Baked macaroni and cheese. Somebody's cruising up the driveway. People are in and out. My neighbor's uncle / brother, depending on which, the mother and the daughter lived in the house behind me. The mother's brother and the daughter's uncle passed away this week, so the funeral was this weekend, which I did my visit yesterday, but the actual funeral was today. And people are blowing in and out, I'm sure. But that's their business. I'll stay out of it. Use a machine cutter. One of them Wen things. Got home from the dentist. That sounds, I don't know, like it could be good or really bad. It could be really, really bad. Dentists can be really, really painful and annoying and bad. That thing done freaking doing the base and starting to do the cone so I can switch it back over to clear. I don't know if you saw my post on all the socials, but I started printing this in clear because I kind of like the semi-transparent. I mean, it's never perfectly clear, especially with this thing. This printer is far from the best printer ever made. It's very old, but I like the clear. You can see the material spinning in it when it. Just cleaning, cool. Cleanings aren't bad. They kind of suck, but that's not a bad thing. I do say after cleanings, my teeth feel better. My mouth feels better. Feels roughed up, but it feels better. What's up, Bob? Um, where was I? Oh yeah, I want this to be clear, but I don't have a lot of clear left. And I mean, I'm using really old filaments for all this. So I started with the clear, and I was like, screw that. I might not. I'll run out before the cone finishes. It's like, why am I making the base clear? You're not going to be able to see through it anyways. It's just going to be screwed to a piece of wood. So I switched it to the red. And when the cone actually starts burning, I'll switch it back to clear. And that way I won't run out of clear. Or hopefully won't run out of clear. Mm-hmm. Did the Flowbee set sold over there? I think Flowbee was worldwide, wasn't it? Yeah, he uses regular, like Wen style clippers. In fact, I have a mini set right here. I bet you this is what Viking's using. Let's get into hair care, grooming. You got one of these, right? It's ever probably bigger than this little thing. This is a mini I used to carry around when I traveled all over. I still use it on occasion for places. Not private places, but places. Ears, nose, and all that nasty crap. But anyway, enough of the hair care. I so want to freaking get Brian Vines to get a Flowbee and like have a big charity thing when and if he ever decides to cut his hair. I think that would be awesome to have him Flowbee all that freaking hair off. Actually, you'd probably be better off cutting it for, one of those cancer things where they collect your hair. Yeah, it's just one of them little electric wind things. Yeah, the old commercials. They still make them. I actually went looking at them the other day. They're ridiculously expensive. They're like, I don't know, $300. Let's go look. Let's go look. Let's get down in this window. File, new window. Flowbee. Flowbee on Amazon. They're $225, $400, $225, $250. You can get one with a vacuum that's a knockoff brand. They still make them. Isn't that sad? What was this famous actor there that said he always used to use his own Flowbee? Right up until he admitted it on some talk show, and then he like went to a real hairstylist. Um, can't think of his name. I think it's getting into the actual cone. I might have to switch it to clear filament if it's all done doing the base plate. Well, I can go up a little bit because those fingers won't show much. It's kind of fat on the band. Is it going to do another layer on the base plate? I don't think it is. I think it's all done. How much of that red left? There's a whole lot left of that. Yeah, it's working a couple layers up. I'll let it go a few more layers up, and then I'll switch it over to clear. The more red I use, the better. Use up the red, and then switch the cone to clear. So, I need to actually design the top. I know what I'm going to do. I just haven't actually gone into Fusion and do it yet. Red light, what is up, my friend? Still need to find a frickin' bed sheet for the bed. I need just spring steel. I don't want it coated. I don't want PEI. I have sheets I want to use. I have a PEI sheet. I think I have a textured PEI sheet. I never use it. Really wonder if that bed freaking motor can lift that glass, or if it would overheat. We do have it geared up pretty heavily, so it shouldn't have a problem doing it. Because I've actually got that. There's one motor lifting that whole bed, but it's geared through the belts. This is a 16 tooth on the motor, but it's a 32 tooth on the two, because the big long single belt that goes all the way around the motor and the two lead screws. It's lifted by two lead screws, one on each side, and the 32 tooth on the actual lead screws. So it is geared up, or geared down actually. So it shouldn't have a problem lifting that glass plate. But that bed's pretty heavy anyways. Because that's all 2020 extrusion with the bed underneath it. It's looking like a whole like substructure underneath that bed that holds that bed all flat. It's kind of overkill. Now, if there's two structures, because there's a 2020 box frame under the actual bed, and then there's another 2020 box frame that the springs are sitting on. Because yes, it's spring loaded, which I wouldn't get rid of. I don't have auto bed leveling on there. It's still manual. So it's lifting two 2020 frames plus the bed, plus whatever the product is that I'm printing, which is nothing for it. But if I put that glass freaking sheet on there, that might be a little too heavy. I don't know if the bed would heat it up. I've never used it. I don't know why I put that on glass. It was kind of stupid. Are you working today, Red Light? Are you in the crane? Or are you off already? Got a new car. Cool. What'd you get for a new car? A new car or a new used car? And is it awesome? Working on your stuff out in the shed. Disassembling all the hard drives you've collected. Yeah, Andrew, what'd you get for a car, man? Anything cool? Did you get a Lamborghini? Or yeah, the Mercedes Benz slash not Mercedes, but they often work together. Freaking sports car there. What the hell is it? My favorite car in the whole wide world, and I can't think of the name of it. I shouldn't say that actually. There's a couple, three cars I really like. I kind of like the DB9s a lot. I like the look of them. Never been in one, never rode one, but I just think the exterior looks cool. No, I can't think of either one of those car companies. Who makes the DB9? English. Not that it's really English anymore, it's BMW. Uh, Supra. No, Supra's Toyota. Oh, a race car company. They always use. They're not part of BMW. They're almost always using BMW motors. They started doing their own motors recently, but they often use a BMW block to start with. Yeah, but they think they did build BMW for BMW originally. But then they broke off to their own company. What the frick's the name of it? McLaren, yes. That's the one. I like the McLarens. They're sweet. I didn't know BMW had anything to do with the Supra. Supras have been around since the 80s, early 80s, 70s. There was a Toyota Supra in the 70s. A friend of mine, yeah, we had one in high school, so it had to be 70s. I was still in high school in the 70s. Yeah, well, Toyota built Chevys for a while too. Some of the little Chevy freaking cars were Toyotas for a while. The Toyota Corolla was also a Chevy freaking Vega, or not Vega, but one of the little cheapo Chevy. They were literally the exact same car. Yeah, it's actually good when those companies like work together, collaborate. Cool stuff happens when they collaborate often. Subaru and Toyota recently, like in the last 10 years, collaborated on a car. It was actually kind of cool. Yeah, I know Suzuki did for a short time. Freaking Honda sold off all their small motor departments. There is no more Honda small motors. They sold it to Yakimoto, whoever. The company that builds all the basic freaking tractor motors. Like if you were to buy a long, not a long tractor, but the one step up from a long tractor, they're all the same motor. Whether you buy a John Deere, actually, I think John Deere is one of the few that still makes their own. But the Mahanas, the freaking, um, pretty much all the tractors, except for John Deere and Cat. I think Cat uses their own motor. But even the Ford uses a Yaki motor. But from what I understand, Honda sold their freaking small engine department to them. Well, they're two strokes, and anything that's not in the automotive is no longer a Honda. Although I guess it's still going to say Honda. It's going to be like Honda of Yakimoto or Honda Division Yakamiya or Yakamoto or whatever the hell it is. It's in all the tractors. That's what I heard it. I don't know if it's true or not. It's kind of odd. Honda Motors are fucking the killer. That is the small engine to get would be a Honda motor. But hand grub Hondas, everybody freaking uses. Now I gotta go look. Oh, somebody's here. Who's here? I heard a door shut. Post office. Big old box. I'll be right back. Something got delivered. Watch the printer go around. I have no idea what this is. I got a box. Should we open the box? Sure, I'll share. Surprise, surprise. Oops, let's get rid of the label just in case somebody watches this later. Yeah, I know Ford sold internet to international. Actually, I understand Ford still has their fingers in it. Oh, I know what it is. I forgot about that. That wasn't supposed to come until next week. Just a big old box of Kleenex for Mom. A box of many boxes of Kleenex. Because we ran out of Kleenex. And freaking Kleenex is ridiculously expensive. It's insane. That box of Kleenex is $25. There's what, 6 or 8 freaking. I think there's 8 boxes of Kleenex in the big box. Make the screen bigger? I don't know if I can. I don't think I can with this because I'm not paying for this anymore. So there's not a whole lot of options. I guess I can go like so. But that doesn't really make it that much bigger. You can tell off your phone. Phones are pointless. Anyway, maybe I'll do some fusioning. Should I do some fusioning and figure out how I want to do the new top? I don't remember if I had the measurements. Oh, Fusion might not work. Aren't they working on their Fusion today? Nope, it's firing up. Share screen. Share entire screen. Share this entire screen. Share. Fusion. I don't remember what the hell I'm doing here. My editable documents. I don't have it in my editable documents. So, all stuff. Tools. Dust collection. Cycle back number 3. So that's what I have now. This has actually already been modified once, but I'm going to take this off. Body parts. Okay, that stays. This goes away. And that goes away. Let's make, you know what I do want to do? Don't do that yet. I want to, because I can't think offhand what size this is. So I better write it down. With Sergio pens, these pens, Sergio sent me some pens. I don't know, he sent me some other stuff, but his company pens, these things are freaking the best pen I've ever used. No lie. 37.2. And the exterior is, I can't remember, it's an over or an outer. 47.2. I'm pretty sure it's a stick inner. And I can always change that later. Close. That can go away. Oops, I want to keep that one. Remover's the only thing that's staying. That's what I'm actually printing right now. I actually cut it in half because This is like 20 hours, and I can't have the printer running for 20 hours because I won't be able to sleep. So I cut it in half, and I'm going to do it in 2 pieces. And it's funny because it's 20 hours to do it together, but to do it in 2 pieces, it was like 8 and 8. So it's only 16 hours. So by adding the shelves and everything, cut like 4 hours off of it, which makes no sense. But that's what happened. So all of these, delete, remove. So from here, maybe I'm sharing this, right? Bring this down here onto that so it doesn't drive everyone crazy. Oh, wrong screen. That's all right. All right. Oh, I gotta get rid of some of these sketches. This one go away. I should just frickin' start from scratch, shouldn't I? With the top. I think I'm gonna. Okay. File new. File, save as, save. What is that? Cyclone Vac 3? Cyclone Vac V4. But that's not how you spell vac. So, I believe I don't remember how to do all this. It's been so long since I've done it. I'm going to take this and there's a way I can just move it into this file. You know there is. If I insert in the current design, it will insert the whole thing, and I don't want the whole thing. I just want that one part. There's a way to do it, and I can't remember how. Anybody remember? Been so long since I've done anything like that. Canister lower. Create compound from bodies. There's mesh. Display. Select on select. Move. I don't want to save it as a mesh and import it. Oh, if I save it as a mesh, can I go over here? Nope. Print utility. Anyone tried their print? I hear they did a lot of work on it in the last couple of months for their slicer. Can I export it? Cancel. Not save as mesh, but export. Move, rename, isolate. Insert incorrect cannot insert into itself. Yeah, see, it inserted the whole thing. But I can just go like this, right? See, it's got everything, and I don't want all this other crap. Everybody's configure isolate. There's a way to do this, and I just can't remember how. Can I save that as a component? Here I am trying to remember. Whoops, that's not what I want. Cancel. Cleansy. Okay. So if I go back over to this one, and I just save this from that, all that's in there is that body. If I select that and hide those, and go over to here, and then insert from here, like going back to, that's going to insert the whole thing. Yep. I want the whole thing. I don't want all the sketches, and I don't want any of that. Can I just delete them all? I don't want the history. I don't want the sketches. Delete. There's a way to do this, and I don't remember how. And I don't want all this history. I know it's not really hurting anything other than it just drives me nuts. And now I'm just more because I need to figure out how I did it. Because I can't remember how to do it. And I know there's a way to do it because I've done it before. Export. Fusion files. This is how I did it. And I think this now. So if I go back to here, get rid of this. Don't save because I don't want that screwed up. Backstep this. So it's all deleted. And then just insert in the current design. See all that crap? That's how I do it. I knew there was a way. That centers it up and everything. Yay, I figured it out again. Yeah, I could have Googled it. You're right, Bob. But you know what? I'm more likely to remember it because now I figured out how I did it. So, I want that sketch. Edit sketch. I want to project all that onto that sketch. And then finish that sketch. And then I want to go here, go to the front, create a sketch on the origin, right there, but up here. I want to make a, what did I say, 37.2 and a 47.2 circle. So if I go 37.2, 37.2, then it's 37.2, not 1, 2. And then I expand it. 5. That'll make it 47.2. Exterior. Yep. Just checking because sometimes I'm not the best. And then I can take this. And I can go off of here. I want to project that. Okay. Because I want that point. And actually I want this point. Project. That. Okay. Because I want that point and that point to line up. So, off of here, I want to go straight up. And this needs to be horizontal, vertical, and escape. And it also needs to be a construction line. It doesn't need to be anywhere near that tall. And then this needs to be concentrically that. That lines all of that up. And escape. And this can be lower. You can go down. I'm going to get carried. Right around there. And then I need to do another one right about here, up to here. So I have my center line, even though there's easier ways to do it. This is how I find easiest. And then to draw an arc. From there to there. To about there. Escape. And this needs to go about so. This can come down some more. This can come down to about here. And then this goes straight across to there. And that needs to be horizontal. Skip geometry is on constraint. Why is it on constraint? Should be over constraint. Delete that. Escape. So this and this. Oh crap. I did that wrong. Yeah, I did that wrong. Because this needs to be tied to that. And that really doesn't need to be tied to that as long as it's inside it. As long as that stays inside that arc, the airflow will flow properly. I don't want you locked to that. Go away. Stop auto locking. It's auto locking on me. And something about like that will work. Okay. So I take that. And I take that. And I offset it this much. About negative 5.5, I think it was. Might be too much. It's gonna be 5. Okay. And all I gotta do is extend this down a little bit because it doesn't match. Even though that's odd, I'm actually kind of okay with it. And then that goes to here. And that makes that full. And that full. And then I can rotate it. Gotta get it in solids. Rotate. Axis. Right here. And that's about right. And that's my new dome top. Sketches back. Sketch 2. We don't need sketch 1 anymore. There's the bodies. Bring this out. Yeah. Let's do it this way. Body. Let's include that. Okay. Doesn't need to be that far, but I can always fix that later. Combine. Cut. Select body. Select tool body. Keep tool. Nope. I want to cut the tube. It's the other way around. I remember doing this before. This is my tool body. Or the target body. I want to keep that one. Keep tool. Yes. Okay. I should have some badass bodies now. And this one. I should be able to hide. This one. Okay. Inlet. Cat. Move it back. Save that sketch. Why is it selecting that instead of going to be in this sketch? Sketch. Solid. Okay. It really needs to cut. Why wouldn't it? There's sketch. Why can't I select that? There it is. I don't know why it wouldn't let me select it before. Okay. Get rid of the inlet. I now have the hole. And we have that there all figured out. And it should flow right into the top cap kind of nicely. And I have to make the hole in the top here. Which is again 37.2, 37.2. With an offset of 5, so it's 10 millimeters bigger. 5. Sketch. Extrude. Two-sided. Come up, I don't know, 40 millimeters. The other way, it needs to go down a good bit into here. And it's supposed to be, if I remember correctly, I have to look it up on my little sheet, but about a third of the actual cone, which is included in the cap. Just right around there. I'm just guessing. I can do the math later, so I'll just do 121.5. Sounds good. Whoops, I didn't want it to cut though. I wanted it to be a new body. And then all I gotta do is take this and cut it out here. And I think I'm going to do like I did the other one and not make that one and make that a lip. So in that case, I need to do this. So target body, this one. The tool body, this one. Cut, keep component. Oh, not new component. Keep tool. So now this. I can delete. This is outlet tube. Okay, where did it take it? Cancel. Something I typed wrong. Outlet tube. And then this, I can draw a little lippy lip. Let's do like 2 millimeters. It's fine. I can extrude, go solid, like that. Start at object, right here, and then go 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 4 millimeters. Join. If I join, it's gonna join it to both. I'm gonna do new body. And then just join this and that. Tool body, operation join, okay. And that should just be an outlet tube now. Maybe that didn't work. What happened? Edit feature. Target body. Like this. Select target body. Outlet tube. Okay. Oh, because I had it, I know why. I had it keep the tool edit feature. I don't need to keep the tool. Okay. That worked. That's what I was doing wrong. Yeah, that puts a little lip in it. Then I'll just taper that lip so we can print it from here. And that needs supports. I want to do 2. Then do 2 distances. 2 distances. Do it like that. Okay. Now this will slide in, butt right into the top, be the right height. And there's basically my new cap. Inlet tube, which isn't cut. Why didn't the inlet tube cut? Didn't I cut it? I didn't cut it. Did I? Somewhere back here. Somewhere. Where's the combine for that? I need to get rid of this piece of tube here, which I thought I had. Aha, no, I haven't yet. That's what I gotta do now. Actually, I can do that back here before I even build that. I have to do a combined. This is the target body. This is the tool body. Where I cut it. And keep the tool. Okay. Now this piece goes away, and I have what I need. Yes, that's how it should be. And this inlet tube I can delete. Why is it still there? Come here and see. It should just stick on there. Everything should be happy. Now I'm going to do another little trick. Just move this. Can I do it? Move bodies. I want to move this body. 1.5 millimeters. That way. Right here. Negative. Let's just do 2 because it's pretty thick. Okay. Now, if I take this and I cut it, and actually, I want this to be the target body, and I want this to be the tool body, and I want to keep the tool and I want to cut it. Correct. Now, if I hide that, oh, look at that, I have a little alignment tab all built in. So that this has a place to plug right into. And that, supposedly, by having the rounded dome instead of just the flat of the old one, gives it a better dust separation. Because with the flat, there's like a weird vacuumy area where the material coming in the tube supposedly can swirl up in there and get stuck and slide down the inside. Down. The airflow will come down the face of this tube and get sucked right back in. Where if it's semi-domed, I can't make it perfectly domed because I got to have a flat space to print on to some extent. Well, I can make it. Yeah. That should be better. Save. And that's, I didn't do any scientific arches. I'll go have to look at my notes because I took down all there's like mathematical calculations you can do, which I know I did wrong initially. I got him close enough. That figure out the whole best spiral diameter slash like the inlet diameter, the actual airflow, not the tube, but the ID of the tube needs to be a certain size. And that means the cone needed to be a certain size, and this tube needs to be a certain length, and it needs to be a certain size too, which is generally best is if the inlet and the outlet are the same or very close, or the outlet is slightly larger, blah, blah, blah. You get better separation. What time is it? 3:30. How long have I been streaming here? Hour and 16 minutes. So that's the gist of it. It's not perfect. Why is it showing an edge there? Because this is stupid thin right here, huh? Analysis. Inspection. Section analysis. Where's my origin? Right here. How thin is that? Well, that ain't bad. Oh, well, it's supposed to be thin there. That's where the hole is. Delete. Oh, that's all right. That looks fine. That should 3D print, no problem. That's the opening. That's plenty thick enough. And that gives you a little bit of a lip to align the tube, which I never did before. Turn off the analysis. Turn back on the base. I put little tabs on here before, but you really don't need those tabs for this one. They don't really do anything. They don't help at all. Oh, I suppose they do help if you're trying to center it on there very easily. Having the tabs makes it a little easier to make sure it doesn't shift. We give you 3 points of reference besides just the outer edge of the art. Which when you're going together is kind of annoying. Of course, that tab's right underneath that thing. I think I'm okay with it. For now, anyways. I got a couple of days to think about it. Why is it if I delete this piece, feature reference by the features in the timeline, I want to delete it? No, I don't need to delete it. It won't hurt him. I have to make sure these tubes are right. For some reason, I'm thinking that's not right for the vacuum. Now you can print all the little parts in the right orientation. Before, this tube was part of the head. I didn't have it inset here. I didn't have this. It actually printed with it. And the problem is the layer lines are this way. So when you stick the vacuum into it, it would split. I've actually had mine split, and I've had other people report that they split. They're like, "Oh, we just clamped it and glued it back together, and it's fine." But you know, so that should be taken care of. I should bring it up. So the hole's closer to the top because I have a lot of space between here, which I'm more worried about the inside. But okay, it's giving me like all kinds of weird diagonals, which I don't care about. This space from here to here on the inside needs to be as small as possible. But I can move it all around later. It's a good thing about Fusion. I can move it all around. Maybe I'll do that now. Which one is my... This one. Edit. So if I bring this up here, right about there, and I just got an email. Right. Well, that's why I'm leaving this flat, so you can print it. This should actually, in reality, be a slow arc up to the point of the inlet tube, so there's no void. The problem is doing that. This comes in, which I'm pushing it in, which it really shouldn't. It needs to be out here, but up here. But bringing it in a little doesn't hurt anything because it actually spins it up higher. Oh, that made it weird. Yeah, that's too much. Sketch. If it sticks up too high, it sucks it in the arc, and then you lose some of your dust collection. The only thing that really matters is that it enters right at or very close to this. You can actually supposedly bring it hung around on that top too long. You can bring it in a little like this and up. I really rather it be out. The further out it is, the better. If those lines intersect and are tangent, which I can make tangent, but right now I don't want to because it'll screw with me moving it around. That should work. And actually, this by being a tighter radius of enter and then going out slightly and then coming down, supposedly it speeds it up. I don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, that was my email. I got an email. What did I get for an email? Squarespace. How to grow your audience. Goodbye. You guys get to see my email. So that should do it. That should be okay. Again, it's not, it's not Oneida freaking perfect for $500, but for a 3D printed freaking simple one, I guarantee you that's going from, I'm guessing I'm getting 85-ish% separation now. I bet I will be in the high 90s. That's kind of all I did to my big 4-inch, and I'm easily at 90% removal with the big 4-inch. Yeah and no. It's about the airflow and getting the dust to spin out. You can cut a phalange spiral and retain the blade on the inside, which means you can place the inlet anywhere as long as its angle is symmetrical to the spiral. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but no. Because it's all got to do airflowy things and separate the dust. The whole point is to separate the dust. And the higher the spin rate, the more the dust separates. And I should almost, I don't know if you look at the new Arnitas, they've made this cone much steeper than they used to. They used to be tall, just kind of like this one, tall and kind of at an angle. Where now the newer ones are pitched way more because it speeds it up faster. Problem is doing that, it actually puts more draw on the vacuum itself, and you lose vacuum power coming in. It draws away on the vacuum, so it's kind of a balance between the two. And I don't care if a little gets through, because again, I still have a bag on the inside of the vacuum itself. So I just want to make it. I don't have to change the back, but even now I'm only changing it once a year. The only reason I'm really doing is because I want to see if I can improve it a little bit, just cause. And I think I'm going to give my brother my old one because he's having issues and he's just using a vacuum, and he got a new planer and it's clogging, and he's using the bags and the filter, and it's just filling the bags in like 10 minutes. Where if he had a separator, he can clean out the bucket with the separator. And I have another bucket and everything. I just need another separator. And I'll give him my old one. And that way he can separate the vacuum chiplets from his. He's got a planer joiner combo unit, so it puts out fairly large chips. High flow compression, sure. Yeah, I don't know if you call it compression. I don't know the wording for it, but it's centrifugal force. As you spin it, all the heavy materials spin out. The faster and longer you can spin it, the more material you're going to spin out, basically. There's more to it than that, but that's the general gist. Is just the higher the spin rate and the more spins you can put on it, the more dust you'll separate out. But again, there has to be a balance of how much spinning and how much size and how much draw and blah blah blah. Analysis. And that looks about right. This is a little odd, but that doesn't really hurt anything. Wait, is that part still in there? That needs to go away. That's what it should look like. And that's about right, folks. I think my outlet tube is a little too fat. I think I need to make it bigger diameter. Why is it? I'm out at the center. That's why, huh? Yeah, not at center. Because that's about center. Somewhere around there. I think there's a way to put it on the origin, isn't there? I thought I did it from the origin. Why is it like way off there? 0 should be at the origin line. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But that should, in theory, all work beautifully and be better. The apocalypse. Let's save that. The world is ending, Bob, don't you know? The Bible said it so. At some point. I'm hoping I don't live long enough to see the apocalypse. How does that sound? Actually, I think I've made this too big, but I don't care. It works. I think this should be narrower here. There was a reason I didn't, and I don't remember why. When I was doing all my little calculations, because there's actually I can't remember what it is now. It's been so long since I did this. There's a freaking site, not a site, but there's a wiki post or something that tells you how to calculate all this crap. Generally, it's not perfect, but it gives you a general idea where to start from. And if I remember correctly, this should be half again the size of the actual ID on the outlet tube. Then the outlet tube and the inlet tube need to be similar size for best performance, because otherwise you lose pressure / vacuum. And if I remember correctly, at the 1/3 mark, this dome needs to be approximately on both sides, approximately the same distance from this edge to this face as the inlet and outlet ID tubes are. If you go any farther, you'll start sucking dust, and if you go any higher, it won't separate enough, and you'll start sucking dust. And I haven't looked at any of this stuff, and probably I got to go back and look at that page. I haven't looked at it like God, probably 5-6 years. Who's yours about? Okay, I'm done. That'll work. That should work just peachy. And I will go out and measure the actual IDs and ODs and the tubes when I go out and measure the vacuum, because I'm just using I 3D printed some adapters and stuff that I'm going to use. So their IDs and ODs have to match this, which I think this one I've edited. I know I have. This is an edit from the original. When I'm getting rid of the screw-on cap, which worked fine, but everybody's printers are a little bit different. I'm making it so you can have a tube here, so you can slip it over instead of sticking it in, and you don't have the lip. You don't need all these ribbons to put the hose into. You can put a regular vacuum adapter tip in it. This is all changed. This is all better. I mean, this works. This works pretty good, actually. It's just this volume of air from right here to right here is not good. It's a um, something zone. They call it something zone. Dead, basically a dead zone where the air is just spiraling around in chaotic airflow. So it's not getting the best separation because dust is getting sucked up into it, and then supposedly it travels down the inside of this tube because the air will flow down and around because of that chaotic and go around it. I don't think I had this long enough. Oh, I think I have it too low here because they say a third, but actually shorter. A third's a starting point, and then it should be shorter. So this is way too long. Let's fix that. Where is that one? I'm going to tag all these again. Name them. Here's this one, right? Nope. That's the knockout. This one. Edit. Dash. Only used to be about that long. And again, I'm just guessing. Let's do 86. Just for now. Because it's a third of the cone minus something. And again, it's a third of the cone minus like the calculation of whatever the diameter of your tube is, idea of the tube is, which I never calculated. I got it close and then just gizmoed it, just kind of stretched it. Said, yeah, a little bit less. I gotta find that site again. I don't even think I have it anymore. Oh no! Oh, sorry. Excuse me. But that's gonna be good enough. I guarantee that will so improve the airflow and separation. And again, the one that I have works awesome. There's a couple. How many thousands do I have? Don't need that. Um, yeah, what was I doing? I just got to start because Bob joined my little freaking Discord group. Um, 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 yeah. With 3D printer printing, I need to switch over to clear because it's going up into the tube. Well, maybe I'll go a little higher because it's still got the little fingers in it. And it's kind of thick there still. And yes, everyone questions me on the holes. See how they're offset? They're closer clockwise, I guess, counterclockwise to the fingers. There's a reason for that. With 3D printing, the farther, if you put it in the middle, you can actually get flex. Where if you bring it closer to the fin, you'll have less flex in the middle. That makes sense? You can get a bow in it and it'll break the seal. Where if you put it closer to the finger, I almost thought about taking it and splitting this finger, a little support thing here. And well, you can see my mouse, right? Yeah. This little finger here and putting the bolt right through it. But that makes it actually weaker. So by not putting it here in the center, but offset, it actually makes it a stronger or less likely to bow here. If you put it in the center here, this arc could bow. That makes sense? Probably not. But it's a mechanical thing. What is this? Full screen. File, new window. Let's go to printables. This is the major part where I have this thing listed. Profile, 3D models. Let's see, there's 578 of the 4-inch version, of the new 4-inch version. There's 180 of the old 4-inch version. And the original, what I did, where the hell is it? Did I skip by it? New uploads. Downloads. This is my second largest download. The Milwaukee train is number 1300 in this one. And that's the original model I was editing. And I've actually edited this since that. I haven't uploaded it. And it works fine. I mean, it's alright. Obviously it works. Yeah, I want the cone so you can see, you can actually see the spirally dust inside. So I want it semi-clear because that's another way I can analyze how well it's working, if it's better or worse. That's why I've been printing the other one out of clear. Did you look at this one? Even though it looks white, when it's running, you can actually see the dust spiraling in there. And you can tell how well it's separating by how thick and how dark the band is. I mean, it's not perfect. It's kind of, shadowy. It's not perfectly clear. But you can see it. And again, by seeing it, I can see how well it's separating with the big, fat, kind of light dust cloud, dust spiral. That means it's not doing good. If it's a tight, really dark one, it means it's separating better. This one, it's a lot bigger, so I actually, you can't really see it here, but you can see it comes in and it arcs down, and I pre-started the coil in the air, which helps, but this isn't really big enough to do, and I'm not going to get into that. I don't think it's going to matter with this one. I could do it. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it at that. That should improve it. That should give me another 5 or 10% dust separation. Maybe not that much, but I bet I'll get 5 more. And it was fun doing. So there's that. I'm done with Fusion for the day. Oh, I have another roll of clear. I have more clear. I'm just trying to use up old clear. I have some really old. Dude, I still have some Maker Geeks clear. Not kidding. Which I'm not going to use on this. I have about a half a roll of Maker Geeks. The clear I'm going to use on this is that GTX or whatever that was all the rave for like 6 months. It was stupid cheap. Like you bought 10 rolls for $100. It was like $10 a roll, real cheap crap, which is fine for this. GST 3D Crystal. I think it was the last roll of this. But I have some printed solid Jesse PLA. That's clear too. That's like a half, 3/4 of a roll. I want to use this up first. I wasn't sure if this was enough to do all that and the top. And I want to do most of the cone and the top out of this. Or a clear. Yeah, GST 3D. This stuff. That stuff was dumb cheap. And what's his name gave me like 3 rolls of them. Mr. Auto Drop. I did some stuff for it. It gave me like 3 rolls of the clear and a couple of, I don't know, he gave me like 5 or 6 rolls when I was doing this bed for him. That I kind of told him to bail on because it wouldn't really work the way he was trying to do it. Or at least I couldn't figure out how to make it work. Put it that way. I got it to work with the pistons and everything he had, but it's just like so overly complicated, and there's so many easier ways to eject a print off a printer than what he was trying to do. And it was just because he didn't want to pay someone else to use their or tie into someone else's ejection system, which I get. I mean, I get why he didn't want to rely on somebody else's technology, whatever. He wanted his own method, so he didn't have to worry about someone coming back on him and giving him grief about it. But what he was trying to do was just way overcomplicated. You know, all kinds of freaking pistons and push rods, and he had to 3D print the bed. I think I threw it out today. I just found it again. He actually 3D printed a bed to 3D print on it. I threw it out. But you actually had to put like a 5mm bed down so you could print on the bed so you didn't have to heat it. And then he had this like knife that would come in and sever the 2 PLAs because all you could print was PLA. And it would sever the 2 PLAs and then knock the print off. And it was just like way too complicated to make it viable for the competition. Was way easier and cheaper, put it that way. Way easier and cheaper. It was a cool idea. I mean, what he was trying to do was mechanically a freaking cool idea. It's just too many parts, too many components, too hard to get working and get working accurately and smoothly, and then have it all printable. Of course, he wanted it all so he could 3D print, send somebody the files and be like, here's how to make it work. It's just too many parts. Too many mechanical moving thingies to make it viable. At least for anything I could figure out. Somebody else might be able to figure it out. How much red's left on there? I'm going to roll over there and check. But I think it's about time to switch over to clear, maybe. Might go a little higher because it's still in the dome of the bottom. Mechanical moving thingies. Exactly, Bob. Mechanical moving thingamadiggies. Anyway, I think I'm going to kill this because I'm about done dealing with all this crap. And that's just got to print. It's got another 5 hours and 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay, draw. There it is. There's really stuff I really like over Repetier over like freaking Octoprint. It's just better in a lot of ways. Not in all ways. There's stuff about Octoprint I miss, but not many. And I like freaking this better. And it just works better. Is there an update? You are up to date. And if I tried doing that with Octoprint, it would have freaked out. I can actually speed this up. I can make it print faster too by just clicking on here and typing in a higher number, and it would print faster. Or Octoprint won't do that anymore because she's like, "Oh, you can't do it. It doesn't mathematically figure it out." Well, freaking Repetier does. She was like getting flow calculations wrong and everything, I guess, with Octoprint. So she actually killed it. Although it might be back. I haven't used Octoprint in like 5 years. Anyway, I'm gonna go. So you all have a wonderful day. I'm gonna kill the stream and go get a snack, and then maybe I'll be on Discord. Laters.